Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house. Another day in crypto, another day on PulseChain, and of course we're going to go a bit further afield today. We're going to be looking at X1, which is going to be on, of course, a fork of Solana with all the bells and whistles. So we're going to talk about that today. So hope you guys enjoy that. We're going to have a look at Xdex as well. That's stay tuned. That's the last topic of the show, but we're going to look at Xdex currently under testnet, and for those that are testing on it, apparently they're going to get some testnet or get some real tokens for the DEX when it launches. I think it's going to be launching on Solana first and then on X1, which is Jack Levin's chain. So we're going to talk about that later on. So I hope you guys enjoy that, and that might be something new for many of you. So that'd be kind of cool. Let's have a look. We've got DGN Hexen in the house. Superman, a 555 with a lot of love. I appreciate that, DGN. Big shout out to you. We've got Blair in the house as well. Good to see you, Blair. Woo, get excited. We've got Brendan as well. Howdy, Super. Always good to see you, Brendan. Brendan, one of our moderators and TA superstars. So big shout out. We got Blair says hi all. A big shout out from Blair to hi everybody. Big shout out there too. All right, so yeah, we're going to get into the show. Let me just pull up the link so you guys can share it around on X, and I'm going to pin it to the top of the what do you call it? X profile, I guess is the way to talk about it. And yeah, we had a few new followers last night, which is kind of cool. So big welcome to all new followers. It's kind of cool. So share show on X. Now let me know in the chat there what you've heard. Have you heard anything that's cool happening in crypto or PulseChain that you want to talk about? Let us know in the chat there, and maybe we will talk about it. Maybe we'll talk about it. So that is the link there. Share the show on X. That'd be really helpful, and only takes a second to do. All right, kind of cool. Let us get into the main nitty gritty then, and we're going to start off with the stock market as usual. And start off with that. So we've got the stock market there. S&P 500 extends the losing streak as tech wobble continues. And, of course, we've got the Dow Jones there pretty much up 16 points. So it's actually up on the Dow Jones. 44,938 is the index value. And, of course, that's got 30 of the top industrials in it. And then we've got the S&P 500 is down 15 points to 6,395. The NASDAQ there is down 0.2%. 142 points to 21,172. So another day of a bit of a modest pullback. There as we lead into the interest rate expectations around Jerome Powell. So we're going to talk about that. So yeah, we've got the US dollar currently sitting at 98.155. Let's go over to commodities. We've got West Texas at $62.87, up 0.25%. Brent oil at $67, let's say. We got gold right now is pretty much flat, 3,387, and silver is at $37.85. So that's pretty much where we are right now. And of course, Brendan loves copper. So copper is currently $4.43. There we go. We aim to please. All right. So yeah, we had a bit of a pullback in the big techs, the mega cap stocks, the Magnificent Seven. We've got Apple and Amazon continue to falter, and of course, Nvidia also cut losses as well. So the big one, Nvidia, coming down a bit. So that's kind of where we are. But of course, everyone's looking forward to the Jackson Hole remarks from Jerome Powell. That's going to be expected on Friday, which will be Saturday my time. So I guess that's 2 days away, Jackson Hole, and we'll see where it all lands. So yeah, at the moment they're kind of hinting a wait and see and talking about tariffs. Still talking about tariffs. He'll keep going on about tariffs all the time, just so he can defer, and that gives them a so-called rationale for it. But Trump, of course, is saying, too late, pal, which he always is, right? He's pretty bad at doing the interest rate management. The Fed has managed its policy rate at 4.5% all year. So all year, no change. Yet they were happy to do it before the election to help the Democrat friends last year with higher inflation. So you asked the question. You asked the question there. Trump said Fed's Cook must resign. And it was talking about Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook to resign now, related to a potential mortgage fraud investigation, and that is in play as well. And then we have a lot of earnings seasons coming up, right? So that's what we're going to be looking at as well. some more earnings. So that's pretty much it on the stock market. Let's have a look at the expectation around interest rates now, coming up for September, right? So not expecting anything this Friday, but we've got 3 weeks and 3 weeks, 6 days, and 17 hours. So just under 4 weeks now to go to the rate decision on the 17th of September. Currently, we've got 78% of the market expecting a 25% rate cut. That is down because we were sitting at 84%. So we're down to 78% there. So still pretty strong, but down a little bit there at the moment. So that is kind of the play right now. Looking at October, we've still got 45%, 25 basis points, and 45% is at 50 basis points by there. And then December at the end of the year, we've got 45% at 50 basis points and 32% at 75 basis points lower by the time we get to December. And of course, that is a beautiful rally into altcoin season. So that's what we're looking forward to there. Let's jump over to the crypto market next. That was the stock market. So it was a quick review. Brendan's excited about copper. Woohoo! Yeah. Got your copper warehouse and your copper yard, and he's loving that. He's loving that bullishness for copper. I don't know. Should we get into crypto now? Let's do it. Crypto, and let's have a look at the results. So at the moment, we've got the market cap at 3.97 trillion. It is up 2.3%, and that is 18,240 coins on there to 45 coins. Looking at Bitcoin right now, we're at 114,453, so we're actually up 1% right now, which is kind of cool. We managed to defend that 112K, right? So that's kind of very, very important. Ethereum there right now, up 5.7%. Back up at 4,355. No doubt there's been some buying by these strategic ETH reserves. The ETH came back into the Tom Lee's buying range between 4,000 and 150. So no doubt there's been some buying in there. We got XRP is up 2.9%, $2.97. And then we got BNB up 5.4% at $876. BNB's been performing pretty well, of course. Solana at number 6 is up 6.3%, $187. And then we've got Tron at number 9 up 1.9%, 35.5 cents. And then Doge, wrap off our top 10, is up 5.1% at 22.2 cents. So those are our movers today. And the best performer so far is Solana, up 6.4% over the last 24 hours. Looking over the last week, the best performer is BNB. That is up 3.8% for the week. So there we go. Now, top performer in the top 100. Well, we've got OKB again, 71.4%. And that's sitting at number 44 right now. Mantle sitting at 41 is up 18%. Second best performer in top 100. Chainlink is up 10.7%. That is sitting at number 12. And then we've got Monero there up 4.6%, sitting at number 37. And BNB, of course, up 3.8%. So those are our top 5 at the moment in the top 100. Looking at the top movers in the top 1,000, we've got BNB attestation service, OKB, and Nobody Sausage. We're not going to look at these second two because we've looked at those before, but we'll go to BNB attestation service. It's a bit of a tongue twister. Sitting at number 962, and it is up quite nicely. Now it looks like it's only been around since the 20th of August, so only 1 day or so, is it? Sitting at 1.4 cents, maybe a nice one to investigate. We've got BNB attest.io, so we'll go have a look at that on BSC chain. And BNB's chain's native verification and reputation layer, enabling composable KYC, identity, and asset proofs for RWA, DeFi, and AI agents. So, all the CeFi creeping in everywhere, right? It's pretty horrible. We like to spend our time, mostly, if not all the time, in DeFi, right? DeFi, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Is that what we say? I think we do. We got Christine in the house there. Hello, Crypto. Hey, Superman. Good to see you, Christine. And a big shout out. Always welcome to the chat. So, yeah, looking good there. That's where we are right now. Let's go over to the overall, I guess. We're sitting currently trending as OKB, Sapien, and Aerodrome Finance. And we're, like I say, we're at 3.96 trillion, so below that 4 trillion mark. And Bitcoin now holding nicely 114,200 with Ethereum at 43.24. So that's a mark for crypto. Let's have a look at the chart. Obviously, we're playing along here. We've got lots of crypto stuff to come up towards the end of the year from the Trump administration. So we've obviously got the SEC doing their crypto policy, and we've obviously got the Genius Act playing out, and then we've got regulations, a lot of regulations specific to crypto expected, and reports expected to continue to come out in September, October. So looking forward to that. And of course, hopefully they're going to bring up a lot of options around, budget neutral buying of Bitcoin. and accumulation of the altcoin stockpile. So we may see some interesting methods there, including potentially public-private partnerships, maybe around Bitcoin miners, all sorts of things they could consider to accumulate more crypto. Frank White in the house there. Bang, bang, PulseChain. PulseChain gang. A big shout out, Frank White. Welcome to the chat as well. So that's kind of where we are right now. So on the 50 moving average, we're just below there right now with the Bitcoin price. 50 moving average is at 115,000. EMA is 103,300 on the 200, which is the orange line. So we are just zigzagging our way up. We've got this beautiful golden cross playing out. And yeah, we've pretty much had everything go according to plan. Now we are getting closer, as we say, less than 4 weeks now to the interest rate expectations for at least a 25 basis point cut. But of course, Jerome Powell is a Democrat, and so we will see what happens there. He's going to try and it's one of the few really tangible levers that they have over the Trump administration is still the interest rates, right? So you want to control oil prices, you want to control the cost of money, and so Trump has already done a great job with oil prices, but they of course they've still got control over the interest rates, the cost of money. So we'll see how that goes, but that is 25 basis points expectation. Yeah, let's see how that plays out. So that's pretty much it. I mean, we're expecting, crypto reports, regulations around potentially buying, September, October, somewhere in that ballpark, September, October. So that's the play. And of course, we're on the third part of the three-legged stool strategy, the deregulation leverage there. So we're going to see lots of things that you probably won't even care about, but things around, a bank lending for small, medium banks. And of course, this will help a lot with the Midwest development and things like that. So lots of stuff that's going to be going on that's going to actually help America a lot, but you probably won't affect you too much. So yeah, we've also got the trading. We know that by the 1st of October, that the trading is expected to end. So they're going to, it's pretty much done. So if they haven't got deals by October, that's pretty much it. They've got like 6 major countries still working on. So once they get some of those over the line, they said that they're going to stop in October, and that should all be done and dusted. So that's kind of where we are right now. All right, so that is cool. Let's jump over to Ethereum. Before we do that, let's go to the Bitcoin ETF, and we can see at the moment the ETF there, we did have, obviously naturally with Bitcoin pulling back the last couple of days, we did have negative outflows there for Bitcoin. So that was negative. You can see red there. It only goes up to the 20th. So just take note of that. So it's the last day, but that was slightly negative the last couple of days, right? All right, so that is Bitcoin. Let's go to Ethereum. Coinbase, and that is where we are right now. So this chart's looking pretty good, actually. Up and down, and presumably we're going up again on the next one. And we've got this nice golden cross. That green line, of course, is the PulseChain sacrifice reserve, the break-even price at $3,773. And we're well above that right now, up for $4,300. And of course, our recent local high was pretty spectacular, $4,792, and obviously not too far away from the previous bull market all-time high, which was it 48.36? Was it? Let's just see how good my memory was. Let's scroll back up here. So all the way back here, and what was that? 48.42. So it was off by $6. Damn it, for $6. All right, so that was our last one. So we're getting closer to breaking through that, and of course onwards and upwards, right? So we've got big price targets on the back of Ethereum towards the end of the year, 15, 16K. That's kind of where we are right now. So that is overall where we are, looking good. Let's jump away to the Ethereum ETFs this time. So we're going to go to Ethereum ETFs and see how that's been progressing. And we can see that we had a few red days in there too, obviously with Ethereum coming back pretty severely, the last couple of days. So let me just scroll up here, and we're going to get rid of all that stuff. That's Ethereum, and we're going to readjust it. AutoFit, Autobots. And so, yeah, we've pretty much went up to this 4,797. So not too far, not too far away, for less than $50 away from all-time high. And then we came all the way back down to 4,064. Now, this is the range where Tom Lee was keen to buy. And no doubt they've been buying Ethereum for the Ethereum stockpile there. All right, that is pretty much that around that. So we'll leave that and that there. Now, strategy, we got the strategy ETH reserve. As you guys know, this has been amazing, right? What an amazing run. and accumulating so much. 3.39% is now in the SER entities. That's the Strategic ETH Reserve entities. And 69 participants. That's gone down by one, actually. We had 70 in there. And our last big buys, of course, 19th was Sharplink Gaming, 143,000 Ethereum there being purchased at $627 million. So pretty awesome. And that was following on the back, of course, of Bitmine Immersion with 373,000. So huge. Before that, of course, on the 12th and 11th, we had ETHZilla and, of course, Sharplink with another 75,000 each. So it really is a fighting game here in the top, particularly the top 10. And it's game on. A Bitmine Immersion now has 1.5 million. Sharplink 740,800. And ETH Machine there 345. ETH Foundation, of course, one of the traditional players, 231,000. And PulseChain SAC, of course, sitting at number 5, 166,000 ETH there. Now, let's have a quick look at Sharplink. This is kind of the idea of how they've been accumulating ETH right now. And we can see that, they started off pretty strong, 176K ETH. They did a whole ton of little buys. They couldn't help themselves, right? They had to buy some more ETH. They're doing all these little baby buys. And they're getting at nice prices too. I mean, that blue chart, that blue area chart is the price of ETH. And so they're buying nice and low, around 2,700. And away it goes. It ramped up there. They have been buying on these highs as well. You can see those dots there, buying pretty significant amounts, 70, 80,000 ETH, 77. They got the pullback, which is 3,500, so they're pretty happy about that. They picked up another 83,000 ETH, and then they also bought, not the top, but pretty close. They bought 7,500 ETH at 4,500, and then, of course, 143,000 ETH at 4,300 on the pullback. So they picked up some of the pullback. So really DCAing through there. One thing, of course, Tom Lee's probably a bit more tactical, trying to get lower prices, trying to pick off these lows here. But I think he knows, of course, he's competing with, 69 other entities now, particularly at least 10 to 15, and there's probably going to be a lot more within the next sort of 12 months, let's say. And we might end up going from 70 entities on this list here, maybe to 150 or something like that. So we'll keep a lookout for that, see if we do get that sort of explosive growth over the next 12 months. But we're definitely seeing a lot of new players coming in, accumulating ETH, and a lot of the stock market entities setting up to buy ETH, stake it. And of course, on the stock market, you when you're publicly listed, you can get a multiple of earnings, right? Because on Ethereum, you can stake your Ethereum, and they can stake 100% as opposed to 50% that individuals often have. And so they can do 100%, and they can do a forward multiple, and that gives them a very good premium to market price, right? So they can pretend that they've got 20 years of their future income, 25, and they can add that into their market price value, right? And we've talked about that with the NAV and the MNAV, right? So NAV is basically your assets minus liabilities, and of course the MNAV is essentially your enterprise value. So it's kind of like the market cap, less any liabilities or things like that. So that's kind of the basic idea. And then of course you can divide those both into ratios with the amount of shares on issue, and so forth. So that is kind of the play right now. So they've been looking pretty good. We can see the MNAVs of Bitmine, based off assuming how accurate this is, 1.1.264. Probably at least half of that's probably related to the multiplier just for the staking of income of Ethereum, I should say. And so that's pretty good. Sharplink, not too bad, 1.11 as well. So that's kind of cool. We now see the Bitmine version, 1.26% of total ETH supply. So it really is game on, guys. We know that Bitmine Immersion is looking to buy 6 million. So, they're 25% the way there. And Sharplink's looking at least at 1 million. But, once they get there, particularly Sharplink, I mean, Bitmine Immersion might just stop at 5%, 6 million, which is 5% of the supply. That gives them a sovereign position. But Sharplink Gaming and others may continue to accumulate. So keep a lookout for that. And we've got many more other entities expected to come into the fold. ETHZilla, of course, is raising another $5 billion. And of course, they're looking to get in the top couple as well. So they're number 10 right now, got 95,000, but they're expecting to accumulate a lot more, somewhere probably over a million ETH. So keep a lookout for that. They're all going to push the prices up, right? All push the prices up there. So fun times ahead. We know Bitmine Immersion raised $20 billion. So it really is going to be fun to watch these guys accumulate all the ETH and push the price up. And hence we've got a target of 15, 16K by the end of the year, and the top of the market, who knows? We're obviously looking further afield. Tom Lee's talking about a 10-year play. The best 10-year play is in Ethereum in all markets from pretty much. So very exciting where this is going to go. So that's kind of cool. That chart is pretty telling about when and where they're buying, and at the speed that they're buying. We know they're all moving pretty fast. So when you're competing against other groups that are all rushing in, you don't quite have the same luxury to sit around and necessarily and buy, Ethereum at the prices that you want, and particularly obviously low prices. We also see that ETH has been leaving the exchanges. That being said, we have seen exchanges dumping ETH. They dump ETH a lot of the times because obviously the market rallies up. They have all these people in long positions and margin trading, and so they dump the price on the old market. It should be illegal, right? But they dump it on their own exchange, millions of ETH, and therefore they take out all their long margin positions. It's really, really nasty stuff. So it really is something that needs to go to to the government and be shut down, right? So exchanges have been doing that for a long time. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah, so be careful going long because you're actually up against the centralized exchange that you're going long on, and they'll at the right time they will sell down and wreck your positions and take you all out, and so therefore they make money on the way up, way down. It's pretty brutal. So take note of that. All right, so that is kind of where we are right now. Let's see what else we've got in the chat there. We've got Hexavator in the house there. Hey, gang, good to see Hexavator. We've got Q-Baller as well. Morning all. Big shout out. And we've got Tyndale in the house there. Reposted the stream. I appreciate that, Tyndale. Big shout out for that. I really, really do appreciate your support. And nice one. All right, so that's kind of where we are right now on the crypto markets. We're going to get to PulseChain. Anyone want to talk about PulseChain? You guys heard about PulseChain before? PulseChain. All right. Let's jump into PulseChain. All right, so PulseChain here, day 831. So I guess we're about to start day 832. We've got Pulse at the moment at quadruple 0506. I'm pleased to report it's green. It may not be double digit, but at least it's green, up 3.2%. We're sitting at 51% of the main sacrifice price. We've got PulseX at the moment at quadruple 038, up 2.28%. And we've got the buy and burn sitting at 7.63%. Now, what's interesting about the buy and burn is because we've got Unity launching, which we're going to talk about soon. And, of course, Unity is on day 3 now. Day 3, yeah. So Unity has been burning hundreds of millions of PulseX. So it's now in addition to the PulseX that gets burned on the PulseX Xdex there and any other burning mechanism out there. So, yeah, 7.63%. Keep a lookout for that. It started off at about 7.61%. When Unity launched, so we'll keep tracking on that and see how fast that accelerates. But we could see some pretty crazy numbers, month after month. We'll see how that goes. As you guys know, as Unity moves forward, arguably it will take in more PulseX and require more PulseX for staking and things like that. So we're going to see or creating, I should say. We'll see how that goes. Remember, there's based on these numbers, so I'm not sure how accurate these numbers are, but we had 1.5 billion almost, 1.5 trillion almost bought up and burned. So presumably these are pretty close. There are a couple of sites that report these numbers, right? So maybe it's a bit of a cross check, but almost $57 million of PulseX being bought up and burned so far, and we're almost at that milestone of 1.5 trillion. That means that we start off at about 21 trillion, and this excludes the OA accounts, right? And then we've got about 19.6 trillion PulseX. So, it's a pretty huge. So I think Unity might play a big role in burning that off over 70. I think it's 72x the rate of burning than PulseX. Crazy, right? And of course, obviously, if you have a lot of volume and the mechanism matures, then big times ahead for the old buy and burn. And same token there, $1.88 up 1.7%. We're sitting looking pretty good there, 55 million in supply. We've got Hex at the moment, 1.1 cents, up 0.5%. And we've got EHEX at 21/100 a penny. So EHEX has been performing relatively well. And we might look at the chart between EHEX and PX actually. It was at the bottom of the range, right? So maybe, starting that road to go to the top of the range in relation to Hex on PulseChain. Combined price EHEX and PX is sitting at 1.31 cents. And like we say, I think if we get the Hex to 3 cents and it gets over that, then it's game on, right? Finally, we will break free. And those who hadn't bought Hex in all that time will regret it. That's pretty much what's going to happen, right? So once PHEX, I think, gets over 3 cents and it stays over there and starts moving, it's pretty much gone burger. So take note of that. Now, we will have some retestings at higher levels, but, once I think Hex gets over that 3 cents mark, you can kiss your goodbye, your chance to pick up Hex. That's all I'm going to say. All right, so let's go to the gas prices. We're at 771,000 beats, and we did have a little blip there. 1 cent for a PulseChain swap right now. Validus, we got 52,185, so it's come back down from yesterday. We had a nice little blip to the upside. I think it was 52,300 or something. Bridges, let's have a look at that. 112.9 million, so almost 130 million. So I'm pretty sure that's up from yesterday. That is really cool. I've got a snapshot here from the 10th of August. So that's 11 days ago, and we can see what we've got. Actually, this is the wrong one. This is the native stablecoins. Let's get this one. What's this date here? This one here is come on, this is the 10th of August. Okay, 10th of August. So we had 107.4 million on the 10th of August. So that was 11 days ago, and now we're at 112.9, almost 113. So we're up quite a bit there. What's that? Maybe. We're up about 5.5 million, something like that. 5.5 million. Now, ETH was 6,700. We're now at almost 7,000. So we're up, another 220 ETH in the last 11 days. DAI was 22.8. We're now at 24.5. So we're up about 1.7 million DAI. Hex was sitting at a value of 18.9 million. We're now at 20 million. So that's kind of cool. And we have slightly more Hex there, about another 40 million. USDC was 17.6. We're now at 18.9. So a massive amount of ETHs come in, really. So it's at 350. That would take us to 18. So we're up about 1.25 million, maybe let's say 1.2 million, just to round it on. USD Tether was 5.2 million, and we're now at 5.8. So we're up about $630,000 on USD Tether. So actually, that's a really good sign, right? A really good sign. We're heading in the right direction for the old bridge. Right. That leads us into PulseChain, Pulse gains. And at the moment, we've got the total volume at 20.6 million. I think we were up at like 38 million the other day, wasn't it? Yesterday or the day before? I think maybe yesterday. And we're down at 20.6 million now. 307,000 transactions over the last 24 hours. Now, this is the default view on Dex Screener. Of course, I've adjusted it for the 24-hour period. Trending, that is. We've got lots of new coins. I'm not endorsing any of these. We're just going through what's performing well. We've got this coin ZK Pulse, probably playing on ZK Sync, right? And this is up 3,130%. Been around for the last hour. It's currently 1,700 to a penny. It's had 500k volume on 115k liquidity, so doing pretty well. Let's have a quick look. They have a website. Let's have a look. Let's see here. I don't know who's running this, whether they are setting up a ZK Sync there. You've got deposit there. So it looks like a privacy, right? Or second layer. So you've got the docs and everything else like that. So I don't know how this has been operating. Who set this up? Let us know in the chat if you guys are aware. Obviously I don't get to see everything in before I go live stream, but check that out. So they got ZK Pulse there. You put an amount of pulse that you want and send that privately, I guess, is the idea there. All right, so take due care with that. I don't know who set that up, and do we have any? We don't seem to have any quick intel. Honeypot, no. Ownership renounced, yes. Sell by tax. So that is launched. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, privacy is going to be a big theme moving forward. PF Flan or P Flanny been around for 16 days, up at 200% right now. We got Hex. This is Pump Tires Hex, right? This has been around for 6 months, up 34%. We got Dora with Hat. That's been around for 2 days, up 27% there. Staked ETH. This is a fork of Stake ETH, of course, from Ethereum. This has been is up 20% there. DevC coin been around 4 days, up 90%. Dump Tires, another Pump Tires, up 18% there, been around for 17 days. Zorro Crypto or Crypto Zorro been around for 3 hours. That is up 15%, and it's got 92k volume on 21. So that's on the move. More Pump Tires, more I guess playing on the old Liberty Swap Peacock there as well. Zorro, the master meme coin. So yeah, we're not in a shortage of supply of meme coins, but only a few will survive, right? Only a few will survive, no doubt. So that's kind of the play. We got BFF Investor is sitting at up 8% to smell. Good loans, making a bit of a move at 8%. So let's have a quick look at this chart. Let's have a look at there. So yeah, just not too far off the bottom actually. 6 zeros 5,500. We're currently at 6 zeros 8,700 right now. Had a nice little pump to 5 zeros 1,200. So we actually lost a zero for a brief day. This is a weekly chart, so let's go to the daily. Look at that, pretty violent, right? Pretty violent. So after that big run. Some guys thought they'd just come in and dump, and had a bit of a rebound, and then we've been down again. So it's liquid loans. Will they use some of that big money they got to buy up some of the markets, do some buybacks, as they call it in corporate speak? Will they do some of that? We shall see. Probably not. Don't hold your breath for it. Don't hold your breath. We got Finvestor there, $9.14, up 8%. We got Time Dividend there, up 7% from, obviously, that's doing very, very well. Let's go have a look at Time Dividend, and let's go have a look at this is pretty good. You can see that the price chart's looking pretty good, isn't it? Pretty good. It's up at the high there. And let's go to the stats and have a look at the downloads. Where are we up to now? So 85,400 downloads, guys. Isn't that pretty cool? That's just to July. So, we're pretty up to date, about 3 weeks old, the data. So pretty awesome. And how much revenue has been earned? So dividends, $125,000 of dividends, earning about 12%, over 12%, which is pretty good, actually. So 12% there. It's over the last 90 days. We'll do total. So 720,000 total has been earned if you've been holding Time Dividend in the wallet. So that's been pretty good. Like I say, it's a bit like a DEX, right? You can do swapping in the wallet, and perhaps it gets re-rated like the DEXs will, recently will in the bull market ahead. Chart's looking pretty good though, right? All right, so that is Time Dividend. We got Surf Token. Now, Surf Token is from the Crypto Paradise team. These guys are the other daily show, large show. Obviously, they're very, very big KOLs. They've come to PulseChain. But they've had a couple of whales, I think, pretty much sailed down the chart. So I think they had one back here, right? Had a whale there, and obviously some, relative to the size of the protocol, selling down here. But the volumes, not big volumes going through, right? 7,000, 6,000. But at the moment, maybe a nice little pickup there. Went to 9,300 of a penny, currently at just below 1/10 of a penny right now. Might be a nice little pickup there. We're definitely oversold on the daily RSI, down the bottom here, around 30.34. So we'll keep a look out for that. So, but of course, they got the big DAO, and they've been doing a great job on PulseChain. So big shout out to the Crypto Paradise team. Maybe a nice little pickup there for the old Surf Token. All right, let's jump over to the next one. Beast from OG Webchef. It's up 7% right now, number 15. So we're only at the number 15 at the moment. Pump Tires, number 16, is up 6.4%. They had a bit of a bad, it was pretty much down yesterday. So a nice little reprieve there. Dye. So this is, Pump Tire Dye. We've got 3 dyes at least. We've got Good Dye, which some people may find as bad dye. We've got Good Dye, we've got Pump Tires Dye, and then we've got P Dye, right? And that's up 5.5% on the old Pump Tires Dye. Sitting at 00086 right now. Reserve Tay is up 5% there at number 19. To wrap up our top 20, we've got PDC the Greys versus Hex, sitting at 00006. Now, we had quite the sell-off on the old PDC the Greys, up 5.4% right now. And that leads us into Trump Pump Tires, up 5%. UFO, related to PGC, of course, up 5.3%. And then GoPulse as well, somewhat controversial. Of course, I use the data side all the time, but controversial there. But still holding, the price is still holding between 10 and 12 cents generally. It's up 5% right now. Upex there. Now, they were on, I think, was it the PulseChain conference? I think it was. And they up 5% there on there. And so big shout out to Haunted out there. What else? The Teddy Bear from James Maria, up 5%. What else? We've got Hidden Vault, number 29, up 4% there. Your Mum at number 30. So those are the top ones, over 4% in the top 30 right now. Let's have a quick look at a few others. We're going to pick some off. They've got Sun Mini Meal sitting at 4.4 cents right now. What else? We've got Solid X at $12.35. We've got Top Hat there from Crypto Coffee at 18 or 1800th of a penny, up 3% right now. Obviously, we've got 9-inch there sitting at 5 zeros, 1400, and that's up at 2.87%. And we know that Hexy Bastard is back from about a week ago. He said, I'm back now. We're going to have some big things coming for 9-inch. Where did he go then? Where did he go all the other time? Where did he go? Where did he go? You guys can ask. But there he goes. We've got the chart there. It's not too far from the bottom. But that could get re-rated. Let's see what he does. Remember, one of the big sacrifice projects on PulseChain, $16 million, so would have been top 5. Well, no, would have been top 5 sacrifice project. What else there? Let's go down a bit further here. We got Love.io. Now, Love.io is kind of like the baby version of Sun Mini Meal, right? Because it's like another corporate. They got their Luffy.com store, which helps to buy a little bit of love and I guess burn it off the market. It's up 2% right now. Big shout out to Anders out there. I don't know. Love.io. Anders sees more in love with PDC the Greys than love. He seems to talk more about that. So I'm not sure. Maybe just has a lot of love to go around PTC the Greys there. Obviously, PTC the Greys, the top DAO essentially on PulseChain. And I was going to go through that too. So we'll try and find out the PTC chart there as well. Pulsalium, the latest farm on PulseChain, up 2% there. 6 zeros, 1900. Let's have a quick look at that. Pulsalium, I should say. Pulseum. Chart's not too bad, is it? Not really, not too bad. So it's ticking along there. So not bad at all. So that's holding up. Of course, they got multiple reward tokens there. Hex, right, down in the mix there too. ALGO, of course, there. Let's scroll down a bit more. We've got RhinoFi with the old charging. That's up down 3.4% today, 00094. Let's have a look how that's going versus the ratio to pulse. And we're going to have a look at the daily chart. Now, they've got the buy and burn going. And let me have a look at the ratio to pulse here. Chart looks still pretty good. And yeah, they had a bit of a seller yesterday from the looks of it. And that is the ratio 18.5 pulse to 1 Rhino right now. And their recharge is looking pretty good. In fact, their recharge is fat and full. That's fat and full. Am I allowed to say that? Fat and full. But that is looking pretty good. Let's go into the dashboard. Big shout out to the RhinoFi team. And charge cycle there is pretty full from memory. Let's see if it shows up here. 1. There we go. So their final PLS earned 443 million pulse in there, ready to go. They've already got 208 million in the actual current. This is the current buy and burn. This is the kind of the treasury. So this can fill up that buy and burn, if that's what you want to think about it. And they've changed it a little bit, right? So they've changed it so that they're preserving their pulse, but when pulse goes on a run. So obviously PulseChain still not quite breaking out totally yet, but we think it's pretty close. And that's kind of where we are right now. So that is on our RhinoFi. So we'll keep a lookout for that. What else we got down here? Teddy Takeover, 2,700 of a penny, down 4% right now. Let's have a quick look at this. This had a nice little run up at the start, and it came all the way back down. But it's actually not doing too bad, is it? I mean, it came all the way down to, I guess, 1/10 of a penny. It's now at 2,700 of a penny after running recently to 52, over 0.5%, basically, in the 1st of August there. So, yeah, let's see where that goes. Still got the uptrend intact. Although it's below this previous high here, but we'll see how that goes. And so far, so good. All right, so what's the other one there? Bri, of course, from Rack and Rochelle. Let's have a look at this. Now, obviously, we are tracking this because we've got a lot of protocols coming, right? We've got a lot of protocols coming up for Rack and Rochelle. He's got Coinwell and Coinnaki, and he's got at least three others. And so this one is ticking away there. We had a little pump here all the way to 1/10 of a penny. And then this day's just closed, and we had a pump there again to 1/10 of a penny. So, actually this day here was slightly less than 1/10. It was 9,200, but then 1/10 of a penny. And now we're currently at 0.0073. So we're going to actually keep a lot higher low. That's the key thing we'll be looking for here. And as you see, this green area was the sort of the support zone. This yellow is actually not a support zone. It's just the timeline, right? So this is the timeline until we get the expected launch of Rack and Rochelle's protocols. Why is that important? Because he's going to be supporting Bria. It's spelled Briar, but it's Bria is the name of the dog. And that's expected to launch on the 12th of September. So what's going to happen to this chart leading up into that? That'll be the interesting thing. So we could have a nice little run up here, arguably. And then will we get sell the news event, or will it be so bullish that we don't? But generally, we see sell the news events, even if it's going to be bullish for the project itself. So obviously, with DEX and listings and lending and all sorts of stuff coming, a coin ranking side of thing it is, then this could be game on. So we're going to do a show on this, do a deep dive. So we'll talk more about that coming up. So that is kind of where we are right now with the old Bria token, Rack and Rochelle. And of course, this is Miss Rochelle's dog, Bria, there, and may have been a wedding gift. I'm not sure. It was a little puppy. So there we go. Keep a lookout for that. Currently holding at 0.007300. All right. What else are we going to talk about there? That's Bria. What else? We've got Peacock right now. I actually talk about Unity. Unity there. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But that's $11.43 right now. We've got Peacock from Liberty Swap. That is at 8,300 for a penny. Let's have a quick look at that one, shall we? So Peacock there looking not too bad, right? 8,300 for a penny, and came down from 1.6 cents basically. It's been there twice now, and it's come back down here. So this has actually surprised me to the upside. So obviously a lot of fan clubs there with Peacock and Liberty Swap, and Liberty Swap's constantly posting, so maybe that's helped a lot. but sitting at 8,300 penny, so holding up pretty well compared to Briar or Bria, right? That was it got a right and truly sold off like 87%. So Peacock holding up pretty well there. What else there? We had Zendog launch the other day, or at least pumping. That's down 10% today. What else there? We had Alamo as well, Liberty, some of these other ones that people are following. But that's pretty much it. So Unity, that leads us into Unity. So let's talk about that. Unity, of course, has been around, it's been around 2 days and 16 hours or something like that. And here it is. So $11.43. Let's have a look at the stats. And we can see that day 3, we got 99,840 in the reward pool. Remember, this goes down by 0.08% per day. There's going to be about 8.5 million in the first 3 months, and the maximum supply will be 125 million. But of course, that will get burned off and put into protocols and things like that. So that's kind of the overall view. We've got the buy and burn slowly increasing 420, and liquidity there, no doubt, is dropping 2,944. Total Unity supplied at the moment, and the supply, circulating supply right now is 19,580. So we start off with 20,000. We're down because we've got 420 Unity staked, and we've already got 4,921 Unity staked there, sorry, and 420 burned. So I'm not sure how we got so much Unity out of the gate there, because we're only supposed to have 20,000, but that is the mark. Total shares have gone over 1 billion, and we're on day 3. So wow, 1.1 billion total shares. And look at the PulseX burn inside 2 days and 6 hours and 42 minutes, and we're already burnt 916 million PulseX, which means today, sometime during today, with the momentum, we're going to burn over a billion PulseX. Isn't that amazing? So we've got 19.6 trillion as a backdrop, and we keep this run rate up. We could end up burning through hundreds and hundreds of millions of PulseX, right? So during the year, so that could be massive contribution there. All right, so kind of cool. Let's have a look at the burn. Obviously, it's capturing all this value, right? So let's get the calculator out, and let's do some treasury buy and burn treasury math. So let's do that. Bam, bam, bam. 67. I'm just going to round it, right? 226. So we've got 293,000 in the buy and burn, and that's just accumulating more and more and more. Then we've got the buy and build, part of the treasuries as well. It's got 41,000. So what's that? Just over $220,000 in here. So we're going to add that up. So we're going to add up 41, and then we're going to add up 182. So we got 516, over $500,000 just in the buy and burn and the buy and build, and that's just in 2 days and 6 hours. So really, really great. Fractal is going to be called on day 110. It's got another 26, another 144. So we're going to add that. So 26 plus 118, or let's do 119, and let's add 1,000 to that too, because it's probably rounding. So we're at $662,000 right now amongst all the 3 treasuries on the old Torus, and that's in 2 days and 6 hours and 44 minutes. Isn't that amazing? So absolutely super successful, and of course we're expecting the momentum to continue. Kind of cool. More influencers are expected to be talking about Unity, which is kind of cool. So big shout out to Rector Riches, of course. He's the other influencer that talks about Unity quite a bit, but we're getting, we've had Cryptographics on doing a bit of a roadshow, and we're expecting more influencers to be covering the Unity. It's really starting to gain traction. And of course, it's one of the heavyweights I've argued that is going to be doing amazing stuff on the old PulseChain, and that's particularly around staking ROI protocol and also the PulseX buy and burn, right? So that's kind of playing out. And the price right now, let's have a look at that on the 4-hourly. That's the 4-hourly chart, looking pretty good. We had a rally to $12.50, came all the way down to $11.15. I think this is probably going to continue just to track up. There's not a lot of supply in the market, so we'll probably see this track up, and if we get more staking, that will definitely help. So I don't know, we might see it go up much higher there. Certainly higher than what we saw on Unity, which went to $12.40. And we're having a lot more adoption relative to Unity. Both are successful launches, but obviously more adoption here. So that's kind of the play there on Unity. We obviously got the yields. So let's have a quick look at the yields right now. If you create some shares to get some of that reward pool, the current ROI is 19,286% on a daily. That's 290% per day. Now you lock in part of the rewards. So straight away on day 0, you get this created unity, right? So in this case, you get 1,000 for if you're doing this huge amount here. And then you get this other unity as you move through day 1, day 2, day 3. You get 1/88th of this if you're doing 88 length, right? So you don't get this in your wallet, all right? If you do 88 days, you're going to get all this unity, the created unity on day 0, and all this unity that you earn day after day after day. You're going to only be able to access it on day 88. So just want to make that very clear. You don't get that, you don't get this created unity at the beginning in your wallet, right? Because otherwise everyone would just sell it into the market, right? So that doesn't happen. You get it at the end, all right? The other one, you can use Pulse or PulseX to go on here, right? So you can use Pulse or PulseX. The other thing you can do is if you've got Unity already, you can stake it, right? So you can stake it. The yield, of course, 6,300% on a daily basis there, 223%, but there is a 5% entry fee as well, right? So just take that into account. But they'll get you pretty much the same kind of shares if you use the same value, right? That's pretty much a Unity right now, so kind of cool. We'll post that link in the chat there if you guys want to check it out. Bam, bam, bam. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and smash the follow button on X. That really helps. And that is the Unity there. Bam, bam. So, Cryptographics, pretty excited. And he has good reason to be because it's going very, very well indeed. And I think going to just gain more momentum. So that is Unity on PulseChain. Now we're going to jump away from PulseChain now, a PulseChain coverage, and jump over to Ethereum and Titanx. And this is, we've got Torus, which is essentially the same product, but that uses Ethereum and Titanx rather than using Pulse and PulseX. And we can see that the price over there at the moment, $6.47, which is still holding up pretty reasonably. We are coming into more higher inflationary periods or higher reward periods. So we'll see what the impact of that is over the next couple of days. We are currently on day 42. We know that day 47, we're going to have a big step up in supply. That'll be the first time that we probably see a major adjustment there. We've got about 12,000 tokens coming out, but we do have several thousand coming out before that date. So it'll be interesting. We're currently on day 42, and we've got 96,771 Torus available in the reward pool. And this is kind of a snapshot of Unity's future. This is the same amount that will be over there on day 42. At the moment, the liquid supply is only 761, so pretty low, 5.5%. And we got 22,300 Torus in supply. Almost 10,000 Torus has been burnt so far, so it's about to hit a cool milestone. And state Torus is at 5,650. Kind of cool. Now, we saw that we're just at 1.1 billion shares over on PulseChain inside 2 days, 6 hours. Well, here, after 42 days, we've got 3.34 billion shares. Remember, this shares earns an allocation of the reward pool, right? So that's essentially what happens there. And the total burned Titanx, 225 billion. And of course, we're almost at a billion burned, isn't it, over on PulseX burn on Unity. So this is some of the key marks there. Obviously, we captured a lot of value there. I'm not going to add all this up, but we've got 440 in the buy and burn US dollars. We got 300K in the buy and build, and we've also got another 220 over 220K in the fractal. So there's a lot of money sitting in there now, and the ETH balance there is going up and away. Kind of cool. Now on Unity, we do have the June dashboard. As you guys know, if you go to the stats page, we have the first little sneak peek of the Unity dashboard. This is the one on the Ethereum side, but if you go to Unity, you will be able to see that. So let me just type that in again. We'll go to Unity, and you will be able to see that is now available too. So if you go down the bottom here, the dashboard it's still the beginning, but it has been started to be populated. So we've got the Torus dashboard on June, $1.3 million in there. And if you want to try to plan out a ladder or something, then you can use these kind of charts to help you do it. Although, it's a bit of fool's game. Oh, well, I thought there was some data on there. Apparently not. Okay. So that is the play there. Now let's jump into X1, shall we? And talk about that. We're 49 minutes on the hour. We've got a great bunch of people watching. And hope you guys are smashing the follow button on X and hitting the subscribe button on YouTube. So this is X1, right? So this is different again. Now we're moving to a fork of Solana. And this is from Jack Levin, right? So Jack Levin was Google employee number 21. That's his claim to fame. And he's got his picture of his server, I think in the some museum. What's it called? The famous museum of technology. I just can't remember it right now. The Smithsonian. I think it's the Smithsonian Museum. I think so. So yeah, that is who he is. And of course, he's doing the first, as far as I know, the fork of Solana, and that could be huge, right? We know Solana is the big meme chain. We know it has had problems being shut down many times. but he's doing a chain to fix all those problems up and make it cheaper and high speed and all the rest of it, all the good stuff, including the IGN layer staking and everything else from other chains. So yeah, EVM based blockchain, and looking good there. So that is where he is at right now, and we're expecting this to launch September. And if it doesn't launch September, the backup launch date is November. So fingers crossed for September. And they've just recently done a capital raise for $3 million, right? So in addition to, of course, other tokens that have been launched, like Zen and things like that. All right, so that is kind of where we are. And looking at the validators on testnet, we can see that they've got a couple hundred validators around the world, largely based in the United States and Europe, as you can see. A few in Africa, one in Africa there, one in Asia, on the looks of it. But they are validating. So this is the validators here. Pretty cool little website for the geeks that like mining or validating. And you can see all the countries there, country flags. They recently added this credit section here to give ranking to these validators. And so to sort of see the ranking there. And of course, these validators will be getting some sort of, I think, staking bonus or validator bonus when they get to X1, when X1 chain does launch. Remember, it's going to be a fork of Solana with all the latest bells and whistles on it, technology and stuff like that. So probably operate a lot better. I think that's it. So that is X1. So I'll post that link in the chat there if you guys want to check it out. And of course, so that's what he's doing, and we're looking forward to that. At the moment, you can participate by doing, Zen blocks. You can either become a validator right now or participate in a validator. You can either be a validator or participate in a validator by staking, or you can do Zen blocks, right? And you can mine Zen blocks, which is the proof of work side. So those are the two ways of getting in these days. Now, obviously, we're expecting after X1 launches that people will be able to, they'll have the burn parties for Zen, and those people will get, a credit. So that's what we're expecting at the moment, and we've had a lot of people burn Zen already. It's been a little controversial, but that's kind of the plan. So after X1 launches, that will be how they'll allocate the main token, which is going to be called XNT. So that's the fee token or fee coin on the X1 chain. So that's coming up there. So that is a little different. So we're talking about that. All right. So, and of course, on there, you're going to have third-party protocols, right? Third-party protocols are going to come onto the chain, and they will be operating. So the first DEX, as I understand it, will be Xdex, and this is Xdex right here. So this is on testnet right now. And as I understand it, they will be launching on Solana first briefly, and the next one will be launching pretty soon, presumably, is in September. So we'll keep a look out there. Obviously, Jack Levin has been in Torus for deadlines, but it does seem like it's getting close, right? Because he knows the market cycle is on the move, and he's got to get it launched. So it does feel like it's been tested plenty of times, and it's getting ready to roll. And he has essentially finished most of his capital round and SEC application. So that's kind of where we are right now. Now, this is Xdex, a different team, and they're testing out their DEX for the X1 chain. As I understand, it's going to launch on Solana first and then X1. And if you're playing around on the testnet, if you're doing swapping, liquidity farming, staking Xdex, which is the main coin, main token for the Xdex, and of course, if you're validating, you can actually stake XNT, which is the fee coin, in their validator. That's what I said. You can stake in validators, and I don't know if you're going to earn a part of the booster there, booster token. It'll be interesting to see. And then we've got portfolio as well. So there's lots of different tickers there. And so people are testing this. It's on Solana, and you have to download. You can either you have to add in a special wallet, pretty much like it's called Backpack. So if you have to download a Backpack, you can do that on Chrome. It's called Backpack, and it'll have a red little icon on it. And you have to add in a custom RPC for the testnet, right, for the X1 chain into that. So you do have to do a little bit of geeky stuff to get it up and running. But this is the liquidity pools right now. So you can kind of see, we go to the APR for 24 hours, we can see most of the action, of course, is in the main pools. We've got Solzen, Xdex, for example. Now, there's also farming, of course. You can do farming, and that's what a lot of people are doing right now. They can do farming. So, that's the play there. They've got Solzen, Xdex. I think they might be having a lot of adjustments at the moment, actually. And then, of course, you can stake Xdex, which is the main token, right, for the platform. You can stake that, so people are doing that. So, it's, like I say, it's on testnet right now. And this is probably the interesting stuff, is you can stake your XNT coin, which you can get from a faucet, by the way. You can get from a faucet. You can stake that in here as well. And you start getting, you basically going in their validator, right? Their validator is down here somewhere. It's like down here somewhere. Xdex will be down here somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. Xdex. There it is there. So it's down here. And so basically, if you go in here and you're staking it, you put XNT coin in here, you'll be essentially staking in their validator, which is down here. So that's gives you a bit of insight into that. And then, of course, you can mint tokens. You can do a token minter. It's all sitting inside the DEX. And then, of course, you can also, let me go back to the mint token there. So you can mint a token and, set up liquidity pools and things like that. And then there's portfolio, right? So portfolio gives you overview, gives you what's in your wallet, stake DEX that you've got, and of liquidity farming and mint. So it gives you a bit of all these other things that are up there. They have docs and things like that. So that is Xdex, and that's going to be the first DEX. And of course, if people are playing around here on the testnet, apparently they're going to be getting tokens on the actual real Xdex, which I believe is launching on Solana first, and then X1. So you can obviously jump into their Telegram, and they've got a community there, right? So you can click the community button there and potentially get involved there. Now, you'll get various responses in there. It's each community has their different tone, different things like that, but that is where we are right now. So that is the XX. So this is for those that like to get into this geekier stuff, and maybe you will get an airdrop on there. That's the kind of the play. So X1 is coming from Jack Levin. We're excited about it. We'll be covering X1 and a bit of its growth as it launches as well. So that potentially launching in September, maybe November at the latest. So obviously the crypto cycle is upon us, so I don't want to waste too much time about that. So that is kind of where we are on the old markets. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we threw in a bit of wild cards there with the old X1 DEX, the Xdex and the X1 chain coming. Something we don't talk about too much, but I thought we'd talk about it today. All right, cool. Right, looks like that's it at the moment. We're 56 minutes on the hour. We're probably going to finish the show today at that time, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Strategic ETH reserves are on the move. They continue to accumulate. We're bouncing back 4,300 or so on ETH. PulseChain's showing a little bit of green candles today. We've got Richard Hart marketing potentially within days landing in the United States from the looks of it. So that's getting very, very close. Those 200,000 units to kick it off, and then multiple units after that. Shipments coming into the United States. Also, it's going to be around the world too, right? So we're expecting millions of these electronic devices, and the Richard Hart's promotions to start kicking into gear. So it's going to be a lot of fun. What will it be? What will it be, that electronic device? Will it be a credit card to PulseChain? I don't know. We'll see. It could be pretty fun, whatever it is. So that's going to be pretty exciting, and we'll keep you abreast of that. And we've got cool stuff happening with Unity, with Torus from Cryptographics. We've got really cool stuff launching soon. Shall we go through some of the launches? Let's just do that to wrap things up. So we've got a few minutes left. Let's go through a post that I put out yesterday. Didn't get much traction for some reason, even though it was a pretty good post. I don't know. It's just the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? So let's scroll down and have a look at this post. Bam. All right. So these are the big launches that we've had in August, right? BetaBank. So BetaBank did 21 million total value lock. That's fantastic. So well done to the BetaBank team. And they did $21 million that launched in August. They did that in less than 2 weeks, which is amazing. So really good value there. Then we had, of course, Unity launch in the first day, 775 million PulseX burn. That's almost at $1 billion now, right? Almost at $1 billion. We'll hit that $1 billion mark today. Pretty awesome. So congratulations to Cryptographics. But in September coming up, we've got, obviously, we've talked about Bria token today. And why we talk about that? Because Coinwell and Coinarchy are launching. This is going to be, pretty professional site. So it's not going to be, DeFi so much. It's DeFi, but it's the TradeFi kind of version. And it's going to be blue chip, right? So, it'll probably, we may have, the Saudis and American money. May have links to the White House, all that sort of stuff could mix into this. We'll see what scale that Reckon is going to scale this up to. But it's going to be a premium offering on PulseChain. So don't expect it to be, just a pump tires token per se. We're going to have a whole platform there with lending, dexes, and everything else in there. Coin ranking sites, many other sites coming out here with a professional corporate type of sign there. So that people with big money like it, right? They kind of go, this looks like I'm used to this on the stock market. I'm used to this in crypto. It's kind of like that idea. Coinwell and Coinarchy expected to launch, and we looked at that. Was it the 12th or 13th of September? So not too far away at all. And of course, Bria the dog of Raquel Michelle's wife, Miss Rochelle, is going to be the supported meme, like kind of the mascot meme. And Rackham's talked about making this the most valuable meme on PulseChain. And if I guess you can't doubt the top whale on PulseChain about that. So we'll keep a look out. And I do really like his artwork here with the icons there. So pretty cool logos of Coinwell. So I look forward to that, and it's going to be pretty fun. And I think I've got a little post here. Should we open that up? Let's see what that says. Launching Coinwell and Coinarchy in 27 days. Of course, that was back on the 16th. So we're already 5 days into that. So we're down to 22 days from now, right? 22 days to now. We're almost to 3 weeks to launch time. But buying a DEX from a bankrupt country for 100K, that's like boss mode. So there we go. Looking forward to that. Now, the other big thing, of course, we've got is not just Rackham Shell, but we've also got Firewhale, another big whale on PulseChain. And, of course, he is launching SolidX and Xgame, and we're pretty excited about that. So that is expected to launch within pretty much, I would say, 4 or 5 weeks. So that's another September launch. So we're looking pretty excited about that. So we've got all the big whales about to launch in September, and the timing couldn't be better, right? Because we are expecting, the Fed Reserve to cut in the 17th, all willing, and the altcoin season to really start, really get that final seal of approval and game on for the banana part of the curve. So pretty cool to see all these projects launching at the right time and with some pretty awesome stuff. Now, SolidX Xgame is going to be a big decentralized casino, but they're also going to have a couple other projects as well. They've obviously already had the Telegram trading bot operating very well, and that seems to be picking up use as well, pretty fast apparently, and you can do limit orders. So it's pretty cool from SolidX, and he did a really cool video interview there on RH Max. So if he's out there and he wants to do an interview on the Crypto Night Show, tell him to hit me up. Then finally, we've got on-chain bet coming from Jacob, right, the founder of Mafia and of course PUSD ALGO. On-chain bet is expected to launch in September, and maybe the second half possibly. We'll see. On-chain bet, they're decentralized casino and multiple entity utilities. So we're looking forward to that, right? So we're going to have 2 big decentralized casinos, very different, models. Like, don't necessarily be competing, obviously for people that like gambling, but they're going to be quite different from each other. And they're going to be multi-chain. Both of these are going to be multi-chain, and we expect a lot of cool stuff there. Underlying technology probably be quite different too. So we know Jacob is pretty clever with his contracts, and probably SolidX probably a little bit more on the simpler side, but very visual, more visual on the SolidX. This is the way I kind of see it at this stage. But we'll see. We'll see what Jacob comes up with for on-chain bet. And of course, I would argue he's one of the world's best peer-to-peer developers. The only thing, of course, is time frame, right? Time. They've got these devs just taking too long, maybe picking off too much to chew. We need to get time frames and to pull the time frames. Really, do they want to keep doing 2-year time frames? I don't think so. So we've got to get things moving forward there. So it's kind of cool. Obviously, I think Mafia is going to be launching, could be launching in September, October. Probably not too disjointed from these. And of course, I think the flagship protocol, which is PUSD ALGO, that's like true full on DeFi, and that could be huge. So looking forward to PUSD ALGO launching, and you can get a link to that in the video description if you want to pick up a 90% bonus on that. So that could be pretty exciting. All right, Brendan's in the house there. Cheers, super. You're most welcome. Everything to $1. Yeah, that's what Liberty Swap would say. Do you work for Liberty Swap? I think you're an intern for Liberty Swap. I think you are. All right, so that's an hour and 3 minutes on the live. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. I enjoyed bringing it to you, and let's see what happens tomorrow. Another day in the office. All right, take care, everybody. Don't forget to follow, smash the subscribe button, and I'll catch you on tomorrow's daily live show, 8 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to have a lot of fun in this bull market. It is so close, guys, so close. And who knows what Rich Art Marketing will bring in the next, potentially within the next few days to a week. So excited about that.